Romanticism means, for most people, William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, John Keats, Percy Shelley, and Lord Byron. Actually, it is a state of mind, more than a mood, an outlook, a philosophy based on nature. Romanticism is attractive again today. Why? Historically, it might be traced back further in time to the pastorals of the classical authors, the Elizabethans and so on. But it reaches its modern form with James Thomson, William Blake, William Cooper, and others, before bursting in the late 18th century onto the scene with the publication of Wordsworth and Coleridge's lyrical ballads. But mainly, and most surprisingly, it is through a seemingly minor character, Thomas de Quincey, that Romanticism becomes what it is. De Quincey records being transformed by reading Wordsworth. It is a whole, bodily as well as mental experience. He not only records this, but projects it forward too in his memoir, Confessions of an English Opium Eater. This becomes the text that not only defines Romanticism, he champions Shelley, for example, he places the whole above the parts. And what is that? It is about the whole experience of being alive, responding to the stimuli of nature, of people, and the emotions. It uses different categories from science. It starts with and concerns the whole experience. De Quincey both shapes Romanticism and prefigures its transformation into decadence or symbolism. Baudelaire, Verlaine, Rimbaud, Huysmans, Wilde, and so on. We are living through massively changing times. The sundering of life into particular fragments in order to understand it is not only giving the illusion of mastery, it is profoundly misleading. When a scientist refers to his theory of life interdependencies as Gaia, there is a chorus of mockery. People now see the sense of the whole or holistic ways of reasoning. Contrast a Facebook contact with meeting a real person. The reaction to scientism is the romantic view. The philosopher John Locke thought that nature divided into two, the abstract and the measurable, mass, space, time, movement, which he called primary qualities, and the secondary and less real qualities of colour, taste, touch. Romanticism rejects this, and in asserting the whole, becomes a philosophy on its own. In about the year 1799, 2 years before deciding to run away from home, a very bright 15-year-old boy experienced what he later would call the greatest event in the unfolding of my mind. And from there began an unforgettable inner journey that would change people's way of seeing life. That 15-year-old would turn out to be the autobiographer, biographer, critic, and opium addict, Thomas de Quincey. The poetry that so electrified his imagination was by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Wordsworth and Coleridge's poetry showed De Quincey everything he needed to know about himself, including his subconscious memories. De Quincey's influence has been immense. Thousands of enthusiastic readers have made Confessions of an English Opium Eater their Bible and bedside book, not only because it mirrored their romantic ideas and aspirations, but also because it revealed and consecrated a new and exciting literature, the literature of Wordsworth and Coleridge in the first half of the 19th century, and Baudelaire, Beardsley, and Wilde in the second. De Quincey is the harbinger of the so-called decadence, that movement in France and England characterized by a delight in the perverse and artificial, a craving for new and complex sensations, a desire to extend the boundaries of emotional and spiritual experience. The significance of Confessions of an English Opium Eater transcends autobiography and literary history, and the English Opium Eater is more than his creator's alter ego and the quintessential romantic. He is also, and above all else, the quintessential modern man, tortured by that vague longing for an elusive ideal. Like us all, he is conscious that his pleasures are finite, his needs infinite.